Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of our webinar for the JLU Knowledge Series for careers of the 21st century in hospitality and tourism. It's a proud privilege for us to be welcoming such an august panelist gathering today. I would like to introduce our moderator for the day, Mr. Nafeez Naqvi, our director for the Hospitality School, and he would be taking over from now and getting this first webinar kicked off. Off to you, sir.
Thank you, Dwendo. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Chef. It's a privilege to have you live. And welcome all attendees to the JLU Knowledge Series. It's the first webinar we are holding. The topic is in the careers in the 21st century. It is an honor to have with us a celebrity chef, Kunal Kapoor. I think he need no introduction. एक लाइन है जो इनके लिए काफी है कि सिर्फ नाम ही काफी है. And it's our profound pleasure that he is one of the chief mentor with the JLU School of Hospitality. So with this, I invite Chef Kunal to speak on today's topic, cooking your way to the success. So Kunal, first question which I would like to ask, and the people want to hear from you, is that your journey as a chef, from where you started, a self-introduction type of a profiling of yours.
Sure.
That will be inspiring for the other people, those who are listening.
Sure. Once again, good afternoon to everyone. I'm Chef Kunal Kapoor, and I'm privileged to be one of the chief mentors for JLU University. And I think my journey, if I have to kind of put it in a nutshell, has been pretty interesting from the time when getting into hotels, let alone getting into a kitchen to make that as a career, was not considered to be something which was important or which was given weightage. It was always looked down upon. If somebody would say that I'll grow up and cook for the world or cook for people and make that into a living, it wasn't something that 20 years back people would look up and say, wow, what a choice. They would say, oh, wow, what a choice. Same words but different expressions totally. So I think one of the key reasons that I joined hospitality, a lot of people ask me that was I always interested in cooking or becoming a chef. So I always tell them, yes, I was very interested in cooking, but no, I never had thought of becoming a chef till the time I joined the college. And I started studying hotel management, and I realized, I have a thing for kitchens, and I think kitchens is a skill that I would love to, learn more and more. And for me, it was more accidental getting into a college. And I can say that for my time, like 23 years back, that, when you're struggling with a lot of things, especially let's say when your family wants you to become a banker, and myself didn't want to become a banker, you had very limited options as to what to do, what would you make out of your career. So I wouldn't give my example as somebody or quote myself as a good example, not really think and join hotel management. I think times have changed. And at that point of time, there were a handful of hotels, if I can say, and very few good restaurants where you could make a career. But now the tables have turned, and industry has grown humongously, barring the time that we are going through. But I've had a very interesting journey, and I think working with different chefs, working with different organizations, working in different states, working with different hotels has always given me more and more experience, something that I kind of put it on my shoulder and feel very proud that I worked with certain people and learned certain good things in life. Yeah. So that's like a brief introduction.
What you consider as a turning point of your career when you started as a chef?
I think one of the turning points in my career has been that there is a chef of mine who used to tell me, once you've worked in a place, don't stick there for too long, don't get comfortable. And that has stuck with me, and I think that has always been a point where things have turned and become better and brighter for me. I'll give an example. In my initial days with Taj, I joined Taj after my college. I worked with them for about 4 5 years, and that's the longest that I worked with a hotel. Um, Beyond that, every 2.5 years, I've changed my hotel. I've changed the city, and a lot of people would tell me that it takes about a year to settle down in a new place. You have to do new recipes. You've got to prove it to people and hotel and everybody that you have good food. The sales are coming in, figures are coming in. You make your name. You're kind of important in the hotel. You spend another year basking in that glory, and when things are very comfortable, that everybody listens to you in the organization, your kitchen, your food, boom, you leave. And why would you do that? Arey, your increment is due, wo le jao, you should stay, we will pay you a little more. What is the salary? We'll give you kitna mil raha, how much are you getting? Oh, you're getting 20% hike. That's it. We'll give you 30% hike. We'll retain you. But I've learned to say no, because I said you can give me money, but for how long? Beyond a point, I will be part of the system. I'll be too good in that system. I want to make my
Right.
system this big. So I think
You wanted
every
to
time.
expand your horizon.
Absolutely. And the earlier you get into this habit of changing and making yourself uncomfortable in order to learn, the better it will serve you later on in life. So if I look at my career graph, one of the single reasons within hotels that I grew very fast is because I've worked in multiple cities. I've worked with different cuisines. I've worked in different hotels, whether business, whether leisure, whether a resort. I worked in banqueting to specialty to coffee shop to room service. So it gives you immense knowledge. And the more you travel, the more you go far away from where you were born and you were eating that food, the more likelihood of you becoming somebody who has more global knowledge. And knowledge is a currency. No matter how much you spend, it never
Correct.
finishes. It just remains with you and just goes up, 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 and that becomes like your like a bank balance. दो हाथों से लुटाओ नहीं खत्म होता है. That's the beauty of knowledge. And if you have knowledge, if you have the skill, you don't have to run after money. You don't have to run after career. The career and money kind of follows wherever you go.
So, how you relate simple Kunal Kapoor with a celebrity chef Kunal Kapoor?
I think every once in a while, uh, everybody should disassociate with their rewards or recognition. Kitchen is very unforgiving, and Mr. Nafis, you know it better than anybody else that
Yeah.
the glory of a hotelier, not just somebody who's in a kitchen, but who is in a front office service in any service industry, or the good work that you've done. The shelf life is just a day, or maybe that moment. You've had a very good day. You've done fantastic service or food or product, whatever it is, whether it's a hotel, restaurant, or wherever you're working. The glory time is 12 midnight, everything resets, and a new day, a new chapter, a new customer comes. So whatever you've done, no matter how good you were, it's over. If you're somebody who's going to sit on your laurels and say, oh, you've done this and you have achieved this, you got the best awards and you're the best, blah blah blah, that's the end of you. Because this industry does not give you that kind of it's not like an Oscar that you're sitting on an Oscar and मैं तो Oscar winner हूँ.
You
In
have
fact,
to earn it every day.
every day it's an ongoing
It's ongoing process. Yeah.
procedure, and that's why a lot of people understand, like me, later in life, that hotels, restaurants, service industry is a way of life. You don't just opt for a career, you actually are opting off your lifestyle for eternity, for the till the time you are alive, until the time you are associated with the industry. And even after you're not associated with the industry, your bent of mind is still like that. It's a way of life, and people have to adjust according to that. Especially families and friends, they need to
Right.
adjust according to it.
Right. It's really a very tedious job in hotel industry. People don't understand. So, when we compare with the other industries, what is your view about hospitality industry? if you want to tell something to the aspirant, how you define a
I can,
hospitality industry?
well, hospitality industry is a lot about giving, and
Right.
there is very less that you can learn from your textbooks. Like I can teach you in theory how to be or behave in a certain situation, but every situation demands a very different kind of handling, because when you're dealing with service industry, you're dealing with people. Not everybody is the same, right? Everybody has a different requirement, and everybody has a certain mood that he or she is in at that point of time. So there is no one cookie cutter answer to every problem, and service industry is on the spot. You've got to understand, comprehend what is happening, and come up with a solution or an answer or something that the customer wants on the spot, with causing least amount of least amount of trouble for the other person, at the same time not at the stake of yourself or at the stake of your organization. So it's a very tricky thing. um, it's like nobody can put it in a nutshell. You have to experience it, and the best experience comes for somebody who is not get into the industry is, let's say, I'm sure you've gone to a restaurant, most of us who are listening to us today, or you've gone on to a holiday where you've stayed at a hotel, or you have traveled in a train to a plane to a bus to wherever. We have all done that, right? Now imagine when you're stepping into a plane or a hotel or a restaurant. How would you want to be treated? How would you want to be welcomed? You are paying your hard earned money, because nobody is making you travel for free or stay for free or food for free. Everything has a price. So you're paying the money and you're expecting a certain standard depending on where you're going, right? Now,
Exactly.
I'm there. I have certain expectations. You are with me. We are going to a restaurant together. I have certain expectations. You have certain expectations for the same price. Now, the third person who is giving us the service, whether it's the check-in at the hotel, whether it's the Aarti Tikka that they do, whether it's just a simple gesture of the manager just walking and saying, "Sir, ma'am, it's so fantastic to have you with us. How can I help you?" Or if there's some bad experience you've had, and how do those people or the facility or the people deal with it, that makes all the difference. And what you experience, imagine when you're on the other side, when you come into a service industry, you have to give it back to them. So best way of understanding what hotel or what hospitality or service industry is, think about your experience as a customer and replicate it, that you have to better it if you were on the other side. you know Infrastructure is, you can spend on money on beautiful restaurants and resorts and this and that, and trying to provide the right space to stay or eat or dine or meet. But it's not about the place or the ambience. It's always, always, always people who are running it. Understand, when you go to a hotel, you like the walls, you like the floor, you like the room, you like the spacious everything. It's the beauty that attracts you, right? But don't forget that beauty is there because somebody is doing their job right to keep it clean, maintain it, and make sure it's ready for you. So it's always and always people skills that matter, and people are not the same. You cannot put people in one cluster. ये लोग ऐसे होते हैं, ये ऐसे होते हैं, ऐसे होते हैं. सबकी अपनी story है. But you've got to improvise and on the spot improvise. And you have to be selfless. You have to make sure the other person is having a good time. You don't say he's paid only 3,000 rupees for the room because he's got a discount, we'll give him less of a service. It doesn't work. You have to make sure that you have to treat him somebody who's paid 30,000, even though he's paid
Okay.
3,000. And that's called service.
Exactly. Okay. Good to hear that, Kunal. Now the best part, I think you enjoyed this one too very much. What is the difference between a normal cook and a chef?
Well, to a certain extent, lines have faded. एक time था when, in a kitchen hierarchy, the organization, there used to be a chef and one chef, and everybody used to be a cook. and in between
Okay.
there used to be a demi chef or a senior chef or junior chef and stuff. I think chef and cook over a period of time have become terminology that we keep throwing at each other in conversations. But in reality, food food has become really big. Where a chef technically is a person who is qualified in many ways. When I say qualified, doesn't necessarily mean through a college, but
Degree or
qualified through
yeah.
either experience. But
Okay.
technically now when we talk about chefs, we need somebody who has gone through a proper qualification, who has a degree or a diploma from a reputable institute to be qualified as a chef. Though there are no rules hard and fast, but industry is kind of switching over to that somebody who's studied and has a good experience in kitchens and cooking is somebody who's a chef. A cook is somebody who's just about learning. But again, these are just words. It does not matter. It really does not matter whether you are a cook or a chef or somebody calls you a Khan Sama or a Bawarchi eh, or Maharaj. It's just another name of what you do. What you should do is take pride in what you do, not what you are known as or known by. I've never got a hi, somebody called me chef or somebody called me Kunal or somebody called me a cook or somebody called me halwai. I don't attach any pride or
Anything.
stigma,
Right.
anything. I love what I do, and that's more important. So if
That's
you
the more
keep
important.
doing,
Right.
or that's important कि आपको जो कर रहे हो वो उसको ईमानदारी से करो, and you do it with sincerity, and you make sure that what you do, uh, because in our industry it's what we do, the beneficiary is somebody else, whether it's service or whether it's food or whether
Right.
it's any product. So just make sure that happens, and these connotations will keep coming. You'll be using it somewhere or the other, but it does not matter. Everybody starts at the low level, junior level, and rises up to become a chef, master chef, and this chef and that chef. They're just fancy names. Like I just said, your glory days is just one
Right.
glory, 24 hours, reset हो जाता है midnight के बाद, your new glory day has started, whether you get glory or whether you get flack.
After the auditing, everything will reset.
Absolutely.
One more thing, Kunal, being a academician, I used to feel that nowadays the young generation loses the interest very soon. They started in the kitchen and they lose interest very, very soon. So, what is your advice for them to keep on, keep their patients alive rather than losing interest and shifting interest from this department to that, from service to other industry?
Hmm. I think there is a certain percentage of people who shift, and I think they should do it
Mhm.
mostly early on in life. I personally feel it's fine because you think of certain things in a certain way that this is how it will be, and they don't turn out to be that, and then you kind of shift.
Mhm.
So if you are shifting and you're still deciding, no, maybe you wanted to join front office, and no, it's not for me. Maybe services for me, or from kitchen to service, service to kitchen. There's a certain degree of change. It's absolutely fine. There's no problem. But if you see that it is becoming a habit and you're not happy in most places, then there are certain suggestions that I have, which I leave it to you to follow or to not. Is that try and create these zones of entertainment in your head. I'll explain to you what it means. When
Okay.
I started working, there were these long hours of work, and especially at a junior level, there is no appreciation. And whatever you do, your boss is always telling you could better it, and this is not right. And in all honesty, you make a lot of mistakes. Now that may demotivate you, that you don't have a good life, you don't have a regulated hours of working, you get paid less, you get to hear a lot, you're making a lot of mistakes, you're not enjoying it. That is but natural. But the entire game over here is that you should disconnect with all of that. Connect with something else that will bring energy back into your work. Because understand, when you're learning, including the guy or your boss who tells you that you're making a mistake, has made mistakes. So it's absolutely okay to make mistakes, but you should keep yourself alive. So giving an example, when I had this very mundane life, morning till night, morning till night, morning till night, I used to resist a lot of times, saying, yeah, this is not for me, and maybe this is wrong. I like food, I like cooking, but this is no, मुझे इतना बुरा बोला, मैं तो इतनी सी गलती थी, मैं तो किया भी नहीं था, मैं तो ये था, मैं तो इतना काम कर रहा हूँ, मैं तो ऑफ
Right.
भी नहीं हुआ. But then over a period of time, I realized that what I'm doing is that I'm digging my own grave literally by being so negative all the time. So what I created for me is that now that I have to be here, now that I have to spend time for so long, and I'm not giving myself any other choice, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm going to laugh as much as possible. It's not that for no reason. I'll create reasons. I'll joke around with somebody. I'll try and make other person happy so that he laughs, I will laugh. So that's what worked for me, that keep laughing, keep smiling. और पता ही नहीं चलेगा तुम्हें time निकल गया, and it'll create an interest. And when I used to get bored of that, then I used to create this interest of picking up a book or asking questions or trying to go back on the way or reached home just before sleeping, trying to understand more about like if I learned tandoori chicken, then I want to learn about what is tandoor. What are the various types of tandoor? Is there a standard type? Is there a different type of tandoor? लोहे का तंदूर भी कुछ होता है. अच्छा, उस पे क्या होता है? लोहे का तंदूर कैसा होता है कि अंदर का मिट्टी नहीं लोहा है? Why did that happen? When did that happen? When was the first time tandoor came? And you keep questioning or building yourself with all of these questions and start looking for answers. Trust me, that kicks a great deal of excitement in you. It works. Ask क्वेश्चन, और हर क्वेश्चन के आंसर जैसे मिलेगा, उस आंसर में आपको कोई और क्वेश्चन छुपा मिलेगा. एंड वो जब आप सारे डॉट्स कनेक्ट करना शुरू करते हो ना, देयर आर कपल ऑफ थिंग्स दैट हैपन. इट टेक्स यू ऑफ योर स्ट्रेस. You start getting more interested in your trade. You start becoming more informed about your trade. And over a period of time, when you give your inputs, people sit up and listen. They give you recognition. They appreciate you. And appreciation is what drives you to be better at work. Sometimes you have to be self-motivated and self-appreciative. Sometimes you have to, आपको मेहनत तो करनी है. आप कोई, there will be no place where you will go, you will sit and you will be served. You have to work for your, you have to work hard, and you have to work different. And you have to work different. So idea is to create excitement with your own work in your own zone. Sometimes a lot of my friends, they would have other hobbies, like they're chefs. So people would think they're always cooking. No, somebody would like to sing. Somebody would like to play something. Somebody would just like to read a novel. Somebody would just like to, fix something. Don't let your trade at any point kill your hobby. The day your hobbies are killed and your only thing in this life is your work, is the time you will not succeed. You will become a great big chef, but you will suffer, and you don't want to do that.
Right. Exactly. Hope everybody is listening and getting benefited what chef is saying. Chef, now I have a question that you may be a celebrity chef, you may be a Michelin star chef, you may be a whosoever, or a chef simple a commie. How important is the customers or guest experience with your food?
Well, customers are your bread and butter, if you say so. I mean, if you are cooking, you're not cooking in seclusion, right? You're cooking for, let's say it's a 100-cover restaurant. You're cooking for expecting that there will be at least 50 or 80 or 100 people who will eat your food. Customers' satisfaction is what you are looking at. When you say service industry, it means in service of the customer or the patrons who would come and dine or visit or use a facility or services. So customer is the most important part. It's the most important thing. That's what you are here for. That's what you are there for, to serve. So it's very important, and it's very important to understand your customer in terms of his behavior, in terms of his likeliness. At the same time, create bonds. That's the most important. One of the things we often do is that we try and make the guest have a good experience, but we don't create a bond with the person. When I say bond, I'm not asking you to make personal bonds with everybody. When I say make bonds, is go talk to them. That's a bond. When you personally meet, whether a chef or a a service guy, personally go and meet every table that comes to your restaurant, you're creating body. Even when it says, "Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the meal. Can I get you something? I hope you're having a good time. I'm sorry about what happened." Or would love to send, share, small bit of a food and say, "This is from my side." That's creating bond. You don't have to be personal, but you have to create a bond of them with you through that restaurant so that they remember you, they remember your food, they talk about it, and they feel comfortable to come back. And that's how, over a period of time, you get a lot of repeat business as well. And sometimes when people are unhappy, because they know you already, they'll say, यार फलाने को बुलाओ, अरे शेफ क्या है, ये है, हमने खाया, ये ठीक नहीं, no, 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 no. Rather than they say nothing there, go out, write everything on social media and tell it to the world. And then your hotel and restaurant coming to you and asking, what happened? Why was he not? You keep justifying that he is wrong and you are right, but it's there, out there, it's out there. You can't do anything. And nowadays in hotel restaurant industry, comments that customers leave, whether on TripAdvisor or Facebook or Instagram or any social media site, is directly linked to your KRA, which means it's directly linked to the hotel's KRA. KRA is key result areas, which means performance appraisal. Yes, for those of you who are not part of this industry and tuned in, if you write a bad review for a restaurant, for a chef, for a manager, or a hotel, or anything, that is taken up very, very seriously. That accumulates over 1 year. And if the bad comments are too high, the performance appraisal goes down, the increment goes down for the guy, he may also lose his job. So it's very serious. Whenever you give comments, please, please, please be very open. Don't bring in personal any vengeance if you have. If you're giving a bad review, you should also give a good review when you have a good time. A lot of times we have a good time, we don't mention. The moment we have a bad time, we are
right. Exactly.
It's a human nature ना कि 100 नंबर में से 99 आए, तो ये नहीं देखते कि 99 कहाँ पे आए, ये देखते एक कहाँ रह गया. So it's always एक क्यों नहीं, वो एक where have I missed that one, what mistake I've done,
right.
Rather than, oh, I've made 99 right things, where all I've done the right. So that's the natural way of tendency of everybody to think. So make a bad remark. Please do that if you have had a bad experience so that people get to know. Have a good remark also. Have at least 2 good remarks for every bad remark, because I'm sure good ज़्यादा होते हैं, bad कम होते हैं. So
right. But don't you think sometimes there is an ego clashes between a customer and a chef? Because chef thinks, okay, I'm cooking the same dish for last 20 years, and now some Tom, Dick, and Harry came and said, "ना ये राजमा चावल सही नहीं बने."
बिल्कुल 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 ऐसा तो होता है.
With that situation,
you have to be thick skinned also, and sometimes you can't help it. If the guy holding the gun at your head, what are you going to tell him? It's not like a guest is holding a gun at you. We are always taught in this industry the guest is always right. It does not mean that blindly, yes, whatever he says is right. It means listen to him, put yourself in his shoes, and you may feel that he is right. And you will come to a point where, yes, genuinely it's the customer or the guest who is at mistake. But understand, he's come to your establishment. वो आपके घर आया है, आप उसके घर नहीं गए. आपने invite किया कि please come and dine. You haven't said that you will dine and not complain is the condition. So sometimes there are tough people, there are tough this thing. Even if you want to do good and you've done something good and the other person just doesn't like I make rajma and somebody just generally does not like it. कि नहीं यार मतलब खराब नहीं है, but I've had better. You will have certain percentage, because you have to understand not everybody will appreciate. There is a certain percentage you will have to account which will not like what you're doing, and you have to be okay with it. Sometimes you've got to improve in certain areas, but not every feedback is for you to improve. Certain feedback, no matter what you do, like somebody likes it a certain way, you make it a certain way, the other person doesn't like it a certain way, so what are you going to do? You're not going to make that rajma 50 varieties just to please everybody.
Right.
So certain things you take it in your stride. So something which is called feedback nowadays is called constructive feedback, which means what you construct out of it, what you make out of it. You have to be sensible to be blind to certain things and take action on certain things. And at the end of the day, laugh it off and go back home and sleep. It is not life threatening. And a lot of people may think कि मतलब अच्छा बात की कह रहे हैं. Yes, मैं यही कह रहा हूँ बात की because there are so many people who take stress back home. It's not fair to the families of those service industry people to bear with that stress when the guy or the woman comes back home. They're so stressed that they cause stress to everybody. There have been a lot of cases of depression to suicide to doing something very erratic and irrational things with service industry people simply because somebody wrote something so bad. Somebody gave them so much of stress at work. Nobody in this world should give you stress for no reason. If you're incompetent and you're not putting in a hard work, then it's your problem, and then you need to fix that. But when the quick clock sets at 12 in the midnight, whatever glory is goes, whatever wrong or whatever not wrong, but wrong always stays. Whatever stress you have, that should also be reset. Tomorrow is a new day. Don't kill yourself for it, but don't make mistakes over and over again. Learn from your mistakes, and you'll still keep doing new ones. Don't take stress, home or otherwise. दुनिया चलती रहेगी, आपकी दुनिया रुक जाएगी. What's the point? Exactly. And there are a lot of chefs. आपको पता है अभी पिछले साल 2 साल पहले इतने लोग शेफ्स कितने मिशेलिन स्टार मिला, वेरी हैप्पी. नेक्स्ट ईयर मिशेलिन स्टार नहीं मिला, सुसाइड कर लिया कि बेइज्जती होगी, मेरे मिशेलिन स्टार नहीं मिला, मैं क्या गलती करूं. अरे बाबा कोई बात नहीं, क्या हो गया, एक अवार्ड है, अवार्ड थोड़ी ना डिसाइड करता है कि आप कौन हो. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सर्विस इंडस्ट्री में ये ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. Beyond a point, don't stress. Forget everything, laugh it off. That's why I always say, जितना आप हंसोगे, जितना आप खुश रहोगे, उतना आपके लिए अच्छा है.
Okay, so well advised, Chef. Now I think we are in the time to move for the question answers. So, Dhingra sir, are you listening? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you pass on the questions so I can ask one by one to the chef?
सर मैंने सारे क्वेश्चन पास कर दिए आपको, प्लीज चेक.
I can see only one from Yatendra Singh Gosai. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, there is a audience. We have somebody with the name of Mr. Goswami. Kunal sir, may I know how you have achieved this position?
What position? You have to be clear, but in terms of, let's
a position of a celebrity chef.
I don't know how to answer that, but you know what really worked for me is to keep my head down and learn. Until date, I haven't stopped learning. My biggest quest that is always on is to keep learning something or the other. A lot of luck needs to ride and favor you, the right guy at the right time. But beyond that, luck is not something that will just find you. You will have to work for it, for luck to find you. You have to work really hard. You have to, like I said, put your head down and learn. Find people who can teach you, and they can be anybody from the Michelin star chef to your mom at home to maybe somebody, no one in one remote village of someplace, to anywhere. So I think that quest or that excitement of learning something new, if that is on, success kind of follows you. I hope that answers.
Hope the question is answered. Now the other question is from Mr. Jay. He wants to know what is the future of continental cuisine in India.
Oh well, huge. Also, continental is something that we have stopped saying, which I think everybody should stop saying. Conti khana. Continental ab nahi hai. It's more of European, or let's say if there is American or Mexican or Tex-Mex or French or Italian. So अब the continental food of the continent or different continents. So अब वो word नहीं use करते हम. यूरोपियन बोल देते हैं, in as a blanket. Future of food has never been dim, especially now in India. It does not matter which cuisine you work in, whether it's European, whether it's Asian, whether it's something which is very regional, local, regional. Even if, let's say, you were to do Indore ki cuisine, या Bihar ki cuisine, या Jharkhand ki cuisine, या फिर Pune ki cuisine, if I can say, Puneri khana. Everything has merit, everything has value. So we like to put things कि ये quantity है, या Asian है, या Eurasian है, या European है, ये है. खाना है वो. At the end of the day, it's a skill. So there is huge demand for good chefs in India. There will still be this demand that I see growing exponentially. It does not matter which cuisine, as long as you understand that cuisine well.
Okay. Okay. Now, Chef, there is a question. The name is not visible over there. The main idea behind the question is that she or he wanted to know what is more important when you're creating a signature dish, a recipe or a creativity?
Well, your creativity, whatever you do, will become the recipe, right? So you've got to be creative. Food, everybody kind of likes that moment where the hair comes out of the hat, which means like there's a dish and you reveal, take off the cloth and, whoa, I want to take out my phone, or I want to share, look, what am I eating? Oh my God, this is so cool. Or when you taste and, oh my God, this is amazing. That reminds me of something. The innovation is very important. Innovation also means progress of cuisine and chefs who are cooking, and the community on the whole, and the nation, because everybody kind of moves forward and accepts a certain innovation as the new normal. And that kind of becomes the recipe pretty much. So I hope that kind of answers your question.
Okay. What is there is a person, again, the name is not mentioned. Do you remember any difficult situation you have handled in the industry, which you still means give you a haunted feeling?
Oh yeah, there are many actually. There are quite a lot. I remember one of them very clearly when I was still a trainee at Taj Hotels. I'd made a three-course menu for my chef. He is the corporate chef who for training Chef Saraswat. And I served him the soup, sabse pehle, and we were 20 of us trainees, and I was the first one who completed, and I was very happy that I won some kind of a race. You know how misinformed and if I can say stupid and small we are. That, oh, I think I've done sabse pehle, and I went and rushed, kept the soup in front of him, and he got really annoyed. He didn't say anything, but I could see the anger on his face. He takes the soup plate and throws it off. It just misses my ear and goes bang, crashes onto the wall behind me. And he yells at me that, where is the spoon? And I'm thinking, oh God, okay. I was thinking कि मैंने garnish ठीक करी है, मैंने portion size ठीक है, color ठीक है, taste मैंने किया, हाँ सब ठीक है, सब ठीक है. मैं खाना 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 सोच रहा हूँ, dish सोच रहा हूँ. You know how myopic one can think. Spoon नहीं दिया. And for the longest time I thought, why? Just ask for a spoon, I'll give you 10 spoons. Service spoon, soup spoon, AP spoon, teaspoon, tablespoon, सारे spoon दे दूंगा.
Right.
Why didn't you do that? It's only very later on in life I realized that what he was trying to teach me is that as a chef, if you think only this dish, कि ये मेरा world है, finish, मेरे को इसमें ये garnish ठीक में, and you don't think of an experience as a service industry person would think, कि यार it is my soup, I should make sure that चम्मच भी सही रखा है, पानी का गिलास भी है, ये भी है, वो भी है, सब कुछ है, गर्मा गर्म जा रहा है और जाके पूछो भी napkin भी रखा है. Till the time you don't do that, you will never be successful. That possibly answers the previous question, ke, what have I done to be here? In many ways, that question was. I think I have learned from these things that your work does not stop at being or creating being somebody who creates a good dish or a tasty dish or a creative, innovative dish. Your job ends at making sure, completing the circle where you make sure it is served well and you create bonds with your customer who comes to your restaurant. that is something that
Right.
always works for me.
Okay, I think question is answered well, and listener is satisfied. Now the next question, which is definitely in everybody's mind since it started, how you see the effect of COVID-19 on the industry, and specifically to the person those who are working as a chefs.
I think this has had a very terrible impact, and the actual impact is yet to come because international travel, as you know, is not going to get lifted off very soon. Hotels have dried up, restaurants are closed, and my heart really, really goes out for the current batch who are going to pass out this year uh, from across all colleges in India, around the world, and not just India, around the world. There has been huge unemployment in all sectors, and travel, trade, uh, hospitality has been worst hit. Now that we know that this has already happened and there is no denying it, if somebody tells you otherwise is wrong. Uh, One of the things that is great about food industry, if I have to talk on the bright side, is one of the few industries that does not need a long time to revive. It revives very fast, and when it does, it multiplies even faster. So once this is done, I have a feeling that food slowly, gradually, but surely will revive. Also, this COVID situation gives us an opportunity to think of careers which are offbeat, off track, and yet are related to service industry or through this industry. For example, if you're somebody who likes to cook, can social media be uh, one stop destination for you to begin your career with? So till the time, let's say you are not able to secure a job, or even after you've secured a job, social media, I personally feel, is very strongly feel is uh, a place where you can build your own career. You can be self-sufficient. You could be somebody who is researching on food. You could be somebody who's cooking food. You could be somebody who's producing food. When I say producing those videos. There are multiple. You could be a food researcher, food producer. There are multiple industries along with mainstream cooking and as chefs as a trade that have come up. And in these times, trust me, when restaurants are closed, hotels are closed, airlines are closed, everything is closed. Everybody is on social media. Uh, and when I say social media, they're not there to gain followers alone or just for the fun that I've uploaded a recipe. Understand how a business works on social media, how a food business works on social media. Social media is for entertainment, yes, but social media is also business, a business that could become a livelihood for a lot of people. So think on those lines. What are the offbeats, especially all the students passing out this year? Think of, seriously think of working on social media. And you are the young generation. You know how social media better than me advising you what to do. You'll come up with something. Don't worry about followers and stuff. They'll all come. You may just become one of the most important, best destinations for food or research or uh, with ingredients, with travel. And there are influencers whose main job is through their social media, a smartphone. That's it. That's the investment.
I think this question comes from a final year student. The name is not there. He is asking what your advice to the recruiters, not recruiting freshers this time, and if they didn't get a job, what other opportunities they can work on.
Uh, I think this previous answer kind of answers this question in many ways. Let's not be blind. Let's brace ourselves that there will be a slump. Like I said before, I don't think with food industry is going to be very long held. Food has a tendency of bouncing back fast. But in that meantime, what do we do? If you are able to get a job, wonderful, stick to it. It's not about asking for more money and what not. I think securing a job is most important. For people who are still want to be part of this industry are not able to secure a job, I think there are a couple of things that you can do. Start reading, start researching on a particular food, a particular cuisine, a particular style. Uh, Spend your time wisely so that um, spend your time wisely so that when you do get a job, somebody asks you, "What have you been doing?" I was looking for a job. Really? You can't say that, right? So you've got to start studying. Pick up your own course की किताबें. It's like आपने 3 साल में नहीं 4 साल में complete किया. And I would urge all the hotel management colleges, including GLU as well, and all the hotels and restaurants, that when you finally open and when you come for campus, whether this year or whether next year, consider allowing the previous year batch students to also sit for the jobs, because this year campus haven't happened properly. There were certain campus that happened November, December, mein jo ho gaye so ho gaye. But not everybody got a chance. This was the prime time, and we are all part of this. My heart goes out for you guys. But take it on as a challenge. Don't waste your time sitting idle and doing nothing. Read, learn, document. Start putting things on your laptop or on your worksheets or in your notebooks about. And best place to start is your own kitchen, your own mom. They will have loads and loads of things about अच्छा आप कायस्थ हैं, अच्छा आप ये हैं, अच्छा आप बनिए हैं, बनिए कहाँ से आते हैं, ये क्या होता है, उनका फूड कहाँ से होता है, trace the entire history. It'll all come in handy at some point.
Okay. Chef, I think last question before we close down and the closing statement. There is a question from, I don't see the name, it's not mentioned there. We have noticed at many levels that people stop learning after a certain period of time. So how to keep that learning alive throughout your life?
You have to, like I said, find excitement in what you're doing. Okay, let me put it this way. If you want a change in your mundane life, because at some point, no matter how passionate you are, your work becomes very systematic, एक तरीके का वही रोज सुबह शाम boredom, monotone and boredom sets in. Now, let me ask you, if you need the next promotion, if you need the next increment, if you want to be more happy at work, you'll have to do something which clearly you were doing with the mundane life out of it, something different that you were already doing, right? What would that be? Is what you need to create. Sometimes a hobby outside helps. Sometimes just researching a lot on what you're doing over and above your job does the trick. For me, I strongly again advise and recommend keep your hobbies alive beyond just food and cooking, beyond your job. At the same time, keep asking yourself questions, keep asking people certain questions, look out for answers for different things, work on a project, give yourself a project. Let me do a project on, let's say, breads of India. I will start documenting from today all the breads that I've eaten and known. And whenever I meet a new guy, I'll ask, do you know some few names of some breads? Falana falana ki roti. Acha, acha. Can you get me a recipe? No. Can you tell me where can I find this bread? Acha, falani jagah pe. Us state mein. Acha, I don't have money. Go on to your Instagram, look out for bloggers wahan ke, contact them, try and get a recipe, and start documenting. Make a book. Start your cookbook. It does not need to be published now or anytime soon, but it's for you to learn. That's very important. That will keep you alive. That's more important. Be alive at work.
Okay, Chef, thank you very much. Thank you all the attendees. And before we sign off, I just wanted to inform everybody that we are continuing with the series throughout the month with the other departments. And after 15 minutes, we will have Mr. Harpreet Singh Bora, General Manager, Radisson Blu, Faridabad. He will speak about the career in industry, in a hotel industry, not being a chef, in a general industry scenario. And after that, we will have Mr. Jai Vijay Singh Rathore. He will talk about industry in relation to travel and tourism. So before we sign off, I just wanted to have a closing statement from Chef Kunal Kapoor.
All I would say is that guys, brace yourself for this. Help each other. At the same time, I think, like I said, food has a tendency to bounce back very fast. So don't be disheartened. At the same time, I would love to. In fact, it's been a while. I haven't been to, last when I was here at JLU. I think once all of this is done, I would love to be back at the campus. I enjoyed
Sure.
being at the campus. It's a beautiful campus. I think JLU University, the entire university, and especially the management division, from what I'd seen, great infrastructure, some very committed faculty, uh, and beautiful learning. In fact, I remember the hotel management college, and you have a studio there for students of journalism. So I think
Right,
it's
sir.
it's it's, it's a beautiful place. It's a lovely city, and would love to be back. I still
And
remember the auditorium that
I remember you while visiting the studio, you said you will love to shoot here.
yeah, that is that's what I said. I should have been there, would have been there. I think ever since this
Right.
January, February, this COVID has started, everything has
Right.
come to a halt. Otherwise, I would have been uh, at JLU months back. And I remember the auditorium that you guys have. It's beautiful. So, guys who are studying there, you already have so much of, and trust me, the college that I came from, I'm not blaming them or anything. 23 years back, the infrastructure wasn't as strong. So it's very, very interesting, and it's very nice to see that what all you can make out of it. So if you're studying there, I think you should appreciate that you have already a very good college who's working for you to become professional. So
Thank you,
that's
chef.
good.
Thanks a lot, and thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And shortly.